Got my fishing poles up here. Hope you can see those. I'm driving. I just had a meeting with the seniors, so I'm going to be looking around as I drive because I don't want to get in a car wreck, but I wanted to tell you about this while it was fresh on my mind. The seniors had a nice league banquet today, and a lot of these senior bowlers have been bowling since probably the 1960s, okay, and 70s. You know, you got to think some of these seniors are in their 90s and they're still actively bowling. It's tremendous. I love the fact that they continue to bowl and stay healthy and interact with one another. They just have a great time. And they get together and have their banquet after the meeting. They meet in the meeting room, the lounge. We make it available to them, and they have a nice big meal. And they have a great time. The seniors are very important to our business. And they trust us and like us and enjoy doing business with us. And they have a great time. They get here like at noon, they have some lunch, and then they go bowling at 1. And this particular league bowls every Thursday. And we've got the seniors that bowl on Mondays and Fridays and Tuesdays. And I tell you what, some of these bowlers are really good. We've got one guy, Dennis McGinty. He bowled in some men's leagues. He's probably, now I might misquote him on his age, but I believe he's pushing 80 years old, and he's averaging over 200. I need to get him on here and just talk about bowling, because he could probably show every one of you how to bowl. He's extremely active and really enjoys it. You see my fishing poles back here? There's little worms dangling off of them, but at least it keeps them up out of the way in my car so I don't destroy the poles. Got to have them loaded up and ready in case you see a nice pond. You got to jump out and start fishing. Back to the leagues again, talking about the seniors. They're fresh on my mind because I just came out of the meeting and visited with them briefly, and I just told them all how much we appreciate them bowling with us for several years. They've invested a lot of their time and energy in our place, and we just have known them all for years. And you may think of some old family members that you know that have bowled, and we've been around since 1960. I'm gonna share some old videos later on about the construction of Southland when it was built in 1960. And these are cool old photographs of Southland Drive when there was nothing but a vacant lot. You'll see an old white farm fence where the property was, where Southland sits right now. And it's cool to see that. Also, when the ball was put in, the big ball sign, I talked about it yesterday. That wasn't a great video yesterday because I had limited coverage and it was cutting in and out. Hopefully this video's flowing okay here. But the old ball, when it was installed with cranes, I've got some pictures of that. And it's really wild because that ball was, when it was manufactured, it was clear. And I've got a unique video, new picture of it that's old, but it's looking from the ground up, looking up into the ball. And of course, as I said yesterday, that ball was reconstructed about 10 years ago, and I'll show you an old video soon about the ball when it caught on fire one evening about midnight. It just, a spark hit off in there and the thing went up like a toasted marshmallow. And you'll hear fire trucks in the background. It's about a 20-second long video that was on there. One of the employees captured it on his flip phone. That's how long ago it was, so it's not the best quality, but I don't like to highlight, you know, negative, tragic situations like, you know, you think of the Notre Dame fire. That thing is just terrible, where the big cathedral burned down. I haven't even caught up on all the latest news of what went up and what was salvaged, but I know it was a horrific fire over there. Anyhow, back to the ball and our retro photos. I'm going to tie these in with the Senior League because we've got a lot of old pictures of the snack bar and the bowlers area and different things like that, and we've kept up with the times over the years. We've invested in our company over the years to keep things upgraded with new pin setters and new masking units and computers, things you don't probably see in the building that has to happen over the past 60 years. We've gone through several HVAC units, boilers, carpet about every 10 years. We try to get 10 years out of it. We've got to put new stuff in there at all times. So these summer times, but I'll tell you what, this is an interesting fact. The lanes used to be made out of wood, and we put anvil lane in 1990, which is a synthetic lane surface, which is actually more consistent. But we used to have to resurface the lanes every year. They'd bring in the sanders and they'd sand out the lanes, and it created a lot of dust. It took about a week to do it. So we would always close for a whole entire week while they resurfaced the lanes and put down lacquer on there. So one thing that was beneficial to that, I mean, the fact is we had to close for an entire week. That was a downside. The upside was when we would reopen, the place would smell fresh and clean because of all that lacquer. And you always had this kind of wood smell to the place. The other part that was different back then is everybody smoked. We had a lot of smokers, and I can remember not hardly being able to see the pins from all the smoke. Well, when Fayette County went non-smoking about 10 years ago, it changed everything. We built some outdoor smoking decks for people to enjoy their cigarettes, because a lot of people bowl and smoke. A lot of people don't. A lot of people didn't come bowling because of the smoke. So we picked up there. Some people quit coming because we went non-smoking. We didn't really have a choice. You know, the city went non-smoking. Just like we didn't really have a choice to pass on the sales tax, which happened last year. We got to pay sales tax now on all the bowling leagues, anything that's bowling revenue related. I guess when you buy a gift card online, you don't have to pay the sales tax, but when you come in to redeem it, say if you buy a $50 gift card, there's no tax on the sale. But when you come in to purchase bowling with that $50 gift card, the bowling is taxed, so that's how that comes out. So really our bowling gift cards are not taxable in the sale process, but in the redemption they are. We have to account for it. Anyway, just wanted to give you a heads up. I was thinking of the seniors and how much of an impact they have on our business and how grateful we are to have them. If you think of anybody that you know that have bowled for years, comment on here about them, because they are great people and they really enjoy it. It's good for them socially, health-wise. It's a great activity, and they enjoy the competition. A lot of them are great bowlers. So wanted to let you know about that, and be sure and check out our spring leagues, which are getting up and running here right now. We're having league meetings this week and next week and this month, and they start up in May. You can check out all of our leagues at lexgobowling.com. Also, another little commercial here I'll tell you about is the gold memberships. collinsgold.com. It's for $10. You get 3 free games a day during non-primetime hours, which are during the weekdays They're also available on the weekends, Saturday mornings and Sunday evenings, about the time it gets dark outside, 9:30, 9 o'clock. 9:30 really is when that kicks in. We made that so that people can use their gold memberships when we have the most lanes available. And it's an economy thing where you can get a discount on your bowling at times when we can afford to discount it. So we still want to make that available, and it's a great program. So check out the online reservations at collinsgold.com. The last thing I'll mention, if you do want to come out and get a lane during our busiest times of the night and week, go to our website and reserve with VIP lane reservations. You can get lanes on Saturday night, Friday night, whenever, and you can lock them in and come in here and bowl with no wait. Otherwise, just come in and bowl whenever you want to and take a gamble. Right now, we're not terribly busy as we were back in January and February, so you have a better chance of getting on a lane. But if you absolutely don't want to risk any kind of wait, lock in with the VIP lane reservations. Those are going to get you a lane in the best way possible. So again, thanks for keeping us on the top of your mind, and we will be in touch and see you around here at Southland. Thanks.